introducing our research paper titled Reducing the Risk of Faulty Wiring Using Wire Color Coding, Assessing the Skills of EIM Students.
Our research title is entitled of Reducing the Risk of Faulty Wiring Using Wire Color Coding, Assessing the Skills of EIM Students.
Statements of the problems. This study implementing a standardized wire color coding system can help improve accuracy and minimize errors during wiring, enhancing our own safety and reliability in electronic circuits. Below are some quantitative survey questions that assess the skills of EIM students. Number 1, what is the demographic profile of senior high in terms of name, age, sex, current year of study, and how many years they've been studying in EIM strand?
2. What is the knowledge about wire color coding? 3. Identification of wire colors. Can you correctly identify the standard colors used for light, neutral, and ground wires in electrical installation? 4. Understanding of wiring diagrams. How comfortable are you in reading and understanding wiring diagrams that incorporate wire color coding? 5. Application of wire color coding. Have you ever applied wire color coding in a practical electrical installation scenario?
6. Troubleshooting skill. 6.1. How to connect are you in troubleshooting electrical issue related to poly wiring based on wire color coding. 7. Safety practice. 7.1. Do you always follow safety practice, including proper wire color coding to reduce the risk of poly wiring in your electrical installation? 8. Training and resources. 8.1. Rate the effectiveness of your training and resources in teaching you about wire color coding to reduce the risk of poly wiring.
Research method and design. The researcher in this study employed an ex post facto research design within the quantitative research method to investigate the effectiveness of reducing the risk of faulty wiring through the implementation of wire color coding. Specifically assessing the skills of electrical installation and maintenance student. Quantitative research involved the collection of interpretation of numerical data, allowing for the identification of trends, formulation of hypotheses, examination of causality, and extrapolation of finding the larger population. The focus of the study revolved around the practical application of wire color coding techniques among EIM students. Wire color coding is a crucial aspect of electrical works, as it contributes to the overall safety and functionality of electrical system. The ex post facto design often referred to as after the fact research. After the fact research is particularly sustainable for assessing how pre-existing characteristics. In this case, the skills of EIM students impact the outcomes related to the reduction of faulty wiring.
Given the nature of ex facto design, the researcher are unable to manipulate or alter fast action behaviors or characteristics of the participants. Instead, they aim to observe and analyze how the existing skill of EIM student influence their ability to implement wire color coding effectively, thereby reducing the risk of faulty wiring. This study contributes valuable insight to the field of electrical safety and education, providing evidence based on recommendation for enhancing the curriculum and training programs for EIM students.
Sampling technique. This study was conducted at Dasmariñas Integrated High School, focusing on assessing the skills of electrical installation and maintenance students and reducing the risk of the faulty wiring through the implementation of wire color coding. A total of 55 EIM students from various grade levels were selected as the respondents for the research. The researchers employed the probability sampling technique, specifically simple random sampling, to ensure that each EIM student had an equal chance of being included in the study. And Probability sampling, as described in Qualtrics, is widely utilized in quantitative studies to generate results that are representative of the entire population through the random selection. In the context of the study, simple random sampling was chosen to provide an equal opportunity for every EIM students to be part of the research. Aligning with the principles of probability sampling, given that ex post facto research typically requires a sample size of the 30 or more participants. The researchers utilized a heuristic method to determine the required sample size. And this approach ensures that the sample size is appropriate for drawing meaningful conclusions from the study. The central focus of the research revolves around evaluating the proficiency of the EM students in minimizing the risk of faulty wiring by implementing proper wire color coding techniques. Study aims to contribute valuable insights to the field of electrical installation and maintenance, emphasizing the importance of skill development among students to enhance electrical safety practices.
Number 1. The methodology for assessing the skills of EAM, electrical installation and maintenance students in reducing the risk of faulty wiring. Tooth wire color coding was developed by the proponents. The group formulated the method, the materials required by each step, including the creation for assessing tools, validation and reliability checks, criteria for participant selection, and the preparation informed consent forms. Number 2. The researcher verified the total number of students enrolled in the electrical installation and maintenance program.
Number 3. The research visited EIM classroom during design break times, distributing informed consent form or ICF to randomly selected students before administering the skill assessment on wire color coding. Number 4. The research observed the student as they demonstrate their skill in properly identifying and implementing wire color coding. Number 5. Subsequently, the researcher collect both the informed consent form or ICF and the complete skill assessment forms from the student. Number 6. The researcher initiate the process of encoding and tabulating the obtained result. Number 7. Following the classification of the collection data, the researcher conducted a comprehensive analysis of the presented figure to assess the skill of the IM student in reducing the risk of faulty wiring through effective
Result and analysis of data. Descriptive statistics were computed for the traditional wiring group and wire color coding group based on the performance of 5 randomly selected EIM students. Table 1 outlines the mean score and standards deviation for each group. Table 1. Descriptive statistic for traditional wiring and wire color coding groups. Sample of 2 students. Initial statistic, an independent sample t-test was conducted to investigate the potential difference in the skills of EIM students between the 2 wiring methods. The results are summarized in Table 2. Interpretation. The t-test demonstrated a statistically significant difference in the skill of EIM student between the traditional wiring and the wire color coding groups. This suggests that even in this small sample, there is evidence supporting the idea that the wire color coding group outperformed the traditional wiring group. Effect size. To gauge the practical significance of the observed difference, Cohen's was calculated the effect size of present in Table 3. Table 3. Effect size Cohen's D for traditional wiring and wire color coding group sample of 2 students. Interpretation. The effect size Cohen's D equals 0.94 suggests a large practical difference between the groups. This indicates that beyond statistical significance, there is a substantial and relevant distinction in the skill of EIM students favoring the wire color coding group. Conclusion. In conclusion, the t-test and effect size analysis based on a small sample of 2 students provide initial support for the hypothesis that the wire color coding group performs better than the traditional wiring group. These preliminary findings warrant further investigation with a larger sample size to strengthen the robustness and generalizability of the results. These results align with the expectation that utilizing wire color coding can contribute positively to the skill of EIM students, hinting at the potential efficacy of this method in reducing the risk of faulty wiring. Subsequent research endeavors should focus on expanding the participant pool and exploring diverse demographics to enhance the validity and applicability of these findings.
The null hypothesis. There is no significant difference in the skills of EIM student with wire color coding training, and control group is without training. Alternative hypothesis is there is no difference, wire color coding is performed better. Based on assumed p-value of 2.5 and p-value of 0.02, the calculation p-value is greater, suggesting a significant difference between the groups. The exact determination of significance will depend on actual p-value obtained for statistical software.
Reference: The Kiwa J 2018 Level of Electrical Skills of Grade 12 Electrical Installation and Maintenance Student in San Pascual Senior High School. Electrical Wiring Safety Central County Fire Rescue 2017 December 8. Central County Fire and Rescue